SCORN has released after a very long development period of about 8 years. It's been a long time coming, and I gotta say that I have quite mixed feelings about it. I think that's the perfect place to be at for the game, at least for me, because that's really what the game should convey to you. Very mixed feelings. You don't know how to feel, sense of dread, all that fun stuff. But I just want to open up with saying that the game also is at a 68% mixed rating on Steam. That's the perfect place for it to be because it's a very, very unique game, very disturbing, grotesque, different, not for everyone. One thing I will point out is that you should not go to the community hub. It's a huge shit show. The people defending the game, the people attacking the game, they're both incredibly toxic. Some criticisms are good. A lot of them are very bad, especially even the people defending the game. I've seen some shit like if you eat pizza with a spoon, don't play this game. That's very toxic, very discouraging. That's not what you should be saying. People should be recommending ways you can get the game. I've seen it a couple times. Gamepass is one way you could play the game. $1 if you've never subscribed on PC. It's not bad. $15 if you already have. Still not bad. The game is discounted to $35.99 currently. An alright price. It is actually retailed at $40. Not in every country, mind you. I've seen some people mention. I think it said someone said Turkey, where it's a lot more money. Kind of wild. The way the world is right now, I genuinely think people discouraging others and being really rude to each other and the community hub is very, very awful and a great way for a game like this to not succeed, because a lot of the bad reviews, people have already actually completed the game, and not one bad review past the 4-hour mark or anything say that I'm gonna refund my game. I want this to not succeed. They just gave their opinion. So it's okay to give your opinion, but just you saying something like, oh, you have to be Albert Einstein to really like this game. That's something you say that nobody's gonna buy this shit and the game's not gonna get a sequel or DLC. But I just wanted to open up with that because that was like the biggest issue I had with this. Anything regarding this game is just how rude people have been, because this is the gaming community. You could be toxic while you're playing the game. That's totally fine. But when it comes to trying to encourage others to play a game, you just you say like, oh, watch this, watch that. Play it on this, play it on that. Give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. It's not for everybody. Just don't be rude, don't be toxic. But let me get into the stuff I like and I don't like about the game. Firstly, I'm gonna go over the things I don't like about the game, which is, in my opinion, the enemy AI. Not very good. A lot of people have mentioned this. I've seen people in the community hub say that, oh, combat wasn't was an afterthought, really. If you run away, you don't have to really fight them. They ignore you. That's awful. I feel like with a game like this, I feel as though, the distance for aggro should be a lot higher. There was a tech demo that you can find on the internet where the character runs away. I was in the same situation. I ran towards this switch. I went and pressed the switch. I looked back. The monster didn't even bother following me. In the tech demo, the dude was gone. He left that monster. That monster was at least like maybe 40 feet away. And the moment he hit the switch, the monster started running at him. That monster was on his ass the whole time. I feel as though they definitely dumbed down the AI, which is strange because the game is, when you get into combat, you die very easily. So it's like ammo's a bit scarce, and you die pretty quickly if depending on the enemy you're fighting. So it's just strange. It feels as though they had an idea for where the combat was going. I love how weighty the guns are. That's That's the thing, is it's like, if the guns feel nice, they sound nice, the reloading looks great, but it feels as though there's some weird, something strange going on with the combat, where it feels as though they were gonna go somewhere with it, but they were thinking, oh, we don't want to make this too action oriented. So I genuinely feel as though if that's the case, you didn't have to put the combat, but it's all right. I'd say it's something that's there if you want to use it. I thought it was cool, but at the same time, I wanted more from it. It didn't have to be like Doom, but it could. I feel as though it could have been. They could have tweaked it a bit more, made it a bit better. That's really the only biggest gripe. Another one nobody's really mentioned is that there should be a skip puzzle function. Now, it doesn't have to be a button or anything like that. You could make it so, put two difficulties, put normal and story. That's all you got to do. Story mode, there's almost no puzzles, and you just kind of just mosey along through the game. I feel as though, with about 8 years of development, you could have implemented something like that, because a lot of games nowadays have skip puzzle function, so they don't have to, they could just play the game for the story, which is really where this game shines, is through its atmosphere, through its story, through its, through just going just along with it. I'm not saying take out because I'm not saying take out the combat, because the combat truly peaks right at the end of the game, which is why, like I said, I feel like there was some idea here, but I feel as though they didn't either get to implement it, or they just decided not to all of a sudden. I also want to point out, towards the end of the game, there is a gun you get that is not even the same gun from the tech demo they did, which I'm not gonna say what it is, but if you go, there's a tech demo out there. Again, you go look for it after you played the game or watched the video, and you will see that it's genuinely as if there was a fifth gun in the game and they took it out. It's technically not even really the same gun, but I'm getting that out of the way. The enemy variety, I wish there was a little bit more. I liked it, but there's quite a bit of concept art that showed more enemies that you'd fight. I wish they made it into the game, but maybe a sequel or a DLC, there'll be more enemies, which I would be very excited for. The music, so good. The atmosphere, so good. The architecture, the layout, I loved it all. I thought that was great. The way the game ends is very abrupt, and I think that it means there'll be DLC, or it's some artistic statement. Nobody's really mentioned it. There's no credits, so I'm wondering if that means there's going to be a DLC with an actual ending. I don't know. If so, I hope it's not charged too expensive. If it's like $20, I'm hoping it's like the same length as the game, which I'd be fine with. It seems like a lot of people have beaten this game within 2 to 3 hours. It took me 5 hours because, I took breaks because I live streamed the game. Some of the puzzles also stumped me, but it was also early in the day, and I was just not, I wasn't expecting to, do a lot of puzzles. But the game, wow, it's something unique. Would I say it's a horrible game? Hell no. Would I say it's the best game ever? Absolutely not. But I will genuinely say that I think this is something that a lot of people should experience, either through a whole Let's Play. You could watch the whole thing. It's the length of a movie, like, pretty much, if you sit down and watch it, on YouTube. I'd say do that. It's definitely worth doing that. But or playing, it's, you guys have the freedom to do whatever you want, to play the game or watch it on YouTube. That's what's great about the technology and the internet nowadays. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give the game my score, and I genuinely would say the game is a solid 7. Not the best and not the worst. And I'm gonna also pop on the play that shit on the screen. That's gonna be my thing for my reviews. It's gonna be play that shit or rent that shit. Even though I think the only way to rent games is GameFly. But yeah, this is my first review, guys. It might be a little okay, mediocre. It'll improve as it goes on. But I definitely wanted this game to be the first one to review. I appreciate you guys, anybody watching. Hope your day goes fantastic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.